What should you give a fuck about, and what should you not give a fuck about? Well, right now, I give a fuck about me saying that forward back to back to back, and YouTube not promoting my videos to other people. So, we're going to try to keep the F word as low as possible, even though we're going to be talking about it as much as possible. So, let's get to it. What should you not give a F about? I would say you should not give a F about shit that just brings down your vibrations. Things that just, like, negative energy shit. Like, people talking shit about you. Yeah, you can give a F about it if you want to use what they say and see the truth in it and actually grow from it and use that for growth. But honestly, a lot of people just talk their shit just to talk their shit because they have nothing else going on for their life. Like, you never see a hater doing better than you. So, like, don't give a fuck about a hater, or don't even give a fuck about just negative things entirely. Yeah, if you're thinking about your mom's fucking death or some shit, put a fucking plan in, not in action, but put a plan in the side where you could be like, okay, if this ever happens, or when it does happen, I'll do this and I'll do that. But just don't worry about it. Like, what? Before we get to it, you should be thinking, like, why should I give a F about this if it's gonna not serve me, if it's not gonna help me succeed in my goals, if it's not gonna help me succeed in my career or anything like that. You should be giving a fuck about what you want. Does that make sense? So what should you give a F about? You should give a fuck about what you want in your life. Basically, what do you care about? Are you into fitness? Stop giving a fuck about everything else and just give a fuck about fitness for a little while. Are you trying to start an upload schedule where you missed an upload last week? Well, stop giving a fuck about how you missed it and start giving a fuck about how you can prevent that from happening, so you can actually have a consistent upload schedule. You know, start giving a fuck about what you give a fuck about, and stop giving a fuck about what other people give a fuck about you. I'm not trying to be motivational. I'm not trying to be like, I mean, technically I am being motivational, but my whole YouTube channel is about mental health, and I'm not even doing anything to improve my mental health that much as of lately. I became 33% better on my days off, which is a win for me, which has improved my mental health today, because I walked into work today saying, oh shit, yeah, I'm actually feeling better by myself because I'm feeling better by myself because I actually got a small win, and the small wins matter, man. And whenever you're not your best self, you take the small wins and you embrace it, because if you don't embrace it, you're gonna look at a small win and be like, oh, I used to be able to do this, or I used to be able to do that, and just because I can't do it now, I'm gonna go ruin my life more towards this way because fuck it, right? And you choose to give a fuck about the negatives in life, and why you should just give a fuck about what you give a fuck about, which is you giving a fuck about how you want to improve your life, if that's what you give a fuck about. Maybe you give a fuck about doing drugs. Maybe step back a second and be like, is that what I truly give a fuck about, or do I give a fuck about childhood trauma that I'm trying to mask with this fucking with these drugs? And that's something you need to figure out for yourself. And the best thing I find myself, which I don't even do that often, you can tell by looking at me, I'm not a fucking disciplined motherfucker. I'm just a lazy kid who's trying to become more disciplined and use his motivation as best he can to succeed in his goals, basically. And the best thing I would do for your mental health, the best thing I could do for just getting down your thoughts in general, like, get a fucking notepad, get a fucking pen, and write down everything. Even if the first, like, couple sentences, like, I feel sad, I feel lonely, I feel like no one gives a fuck about me, and that truly makes me upset, because I don't know. For real, journaling down is like I say this over and over in my head, and when I don't do it, I get mad at myself. But when I do it, I feel so grateful I do it, and I feel so much like relief in myself for doing this. And yeah, choose what to give a fuck about and choose what not to give a fuck about. And the whole concept basically came to me from reading the book The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson. I have his other book, Everything is Fucked. It's a book about hope, but it's besides the point for right now. I guess I'm really trying to give people hope. Like, what I give a fuck about with this channel, really, is just trying to give people a look at me and seeing where I come from and being like, oh shit, he's a fucking loser who became successful and changed his whole life around, where he's able to do what he wants in his life, and he's able to do what he wants. And what I want to do is basically just provide for my family and provide for myself and be able to build up a business that supports me and my future family and my future kids, future wife, and all this stuff, where I can just live the life I want to live. And I don't even know what that is yet. I'm barely 20 years old. What is the life I want to live? Do I want to go to a big city and live in the fucking biggest fucking nicest apartment there and whatever, or do I want to move to somewhere more cozy and away from social media and like in the wilderness and all that type of stuff? Or do I want to be, I don't know, somewhere fucking tropical like Bali and be around all these self-improvement people and all this? I really don't know. Maybe that's more stuff I need to journal about, but I really don't know what my ideal life is. And there's a book called The 4-Hour Work Week. I'm pretty sure in the book Unscripted by the same author, I'm pretty sure a journal prop or something was to write down your ideal life or something, and to basically use that as like motivation, or use that as like a guidepost or something. All I know is I need to spend more time detaching from all my from just my electronics and screens entirely. Because if I could just push that away, and only, like, I don't want to fully push it away because I'm going to get burned out and I'm going to fucking go back and be on a fucking binge streak of watching One Piece over again, and then be on a fucking 2-week Minecraft spree where I just play Minecraft for like 2 weeks straight and then I can talk about anything else. I really want to spend a lot of time where I'm reading books, I'm doing all the self-improvement habits, I'm working out, I'm meditating, I'm going out, I'm doing this, I'm hanging out with friends, I'm doing this, I'm going to work. But also, the time I do have to play, I earned it, right? And I earned it, and I play as long as I want to in the time requirements, and just be able to enjoy it fully and be like, wow, I'm actually doing everything I want in life. And also being able to play video games, also being able to watch anime, do this and do that, and also going outside and touching grass, you know? So what I'm trying to give you in this video is choose what to give a fuck about, what you truly give a fuck about. Not what people outside your family or in your family say, or your coworkers or whatever. What do you give a fuck about? Write it down, journal about it. And I would even say to write down and journal about the stuff you shouldn't give a fuck about. You have a clear idea of what you shouldn't give a fuck about. And you know what? I'm going to do that right after this. I'm going to write what should I give a fuck about and what shouldn't I give a fuck about while I go into this period of working part-time and being on self-improvement. What should I give a fuck about? What shouldn't give a fuck about? That's literally what I'm gonna write next for the rest of the time I have left on my lunch break. But anyways, that's it for this video. Do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it, and never give up and push past your limits, because you can do it. I haven't done it. I've done a little bit. It's possible for everybody. Even if you're 5'4" like me and feel like, and whenever you first discover the black people community and you're just like, wow, I'm not 6'2", and I'm gonna get no bitches. I truly believe anybody can get anybody. No, I don't know how I feel about that. Off topic. End of the video. Bye. Leave me alone. Why did I say that? Why am I still talking? Jesus Christ.